Greetings, fellow Star Wars fans. I'm your host, Jedi Jason, and today we're going to talk some Reylo and how and why it could change the course of Star Wars as we know and love it. For those of you who don't know, Reylo is a romantic pairing between the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Rey from the latest Star Wars trilogy. Now, I have shipped Reylo since after The Force Awakens came out. I had never heard of it, I had never seen it before, but I saw some artwork on the internet and I was like, what's this? And then it kind of hit me and I went back and I rewatched The Force Awakens and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome, this makes so much sense, I want to see this happen. And then I got really into it, all the fan fiction, all the artwork, it's all so great. The Reylo community is just awesome. But this has been the driving force with me for Star Wars. This is the thing I want to see, and this is the thing I'm hoping to finally see in Episode 9. It feels like it's been building up to this, and I hope that this is the direction that they go, because I've been waiting since after The Force Awakens came out. I think Reylo is the main reason a lot of people are still interested in Star Wars, to be honest. Throughout the first two movies of the trilogy, their relationship is one of the most complex and fascinating things in all of Star Wars lore. The way it's shifting and changing, and the way they come together, even in The Last Jedi, is quite simply beautiful. Now, The Last Jedi was a divisive movie to say the least, but the one area the movie didn't disappoint was all the Reylo action. Even though I was fine with the movie, I really hoped Rey would turn to the dark side. That was a huge missed opportunity, and who knows, maybe she'll turn in 9. But what The Last Jedi did so brilliantly and so beautifully was, it took these two polar opposites, the light and the dark, and brought them together, and they formed a bond that I hope will be further explored in Episode 9. The romantic relationship between Kylo Ren and Rey is fascinating. It's a classic love story of opposites attract, and Star Wars is no stranger to love stories. This will be the first of the Star Wars movies in which a villain and a pro-antagonist will be together in a romantic light, thus making them a very unique couple into the Star Wars world. Kylo, the Supreme Leader of the First Order and grandson of Darth Vader, and the son of Han and Leia, and Rey, the loner from Jakku, soon to be a Jedi Master, come together. Of course, we've had Anakin and Padme, we've had Han and Leia, but this one is very different. We've seen a romantic couple in each trilogy, and that means that the couple in this trilogy has to be Rey and Kylo. Now, going into Episode 9, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Rey and Kylo on screen together again. I have no doubt that there'll be a confrontation and a fight scene between them, because it's Star Wars and there has to be a lightsaber battle, and let's face it, that's inevitable. But fellow Reylo fans, don't panic. It just has to happen, so Rey can redeem Kylo. She has to beat the hell out of him, just like Luke did to Vader. But ultimately, Kylo will be redeemed and saved by Rey's love for him, just like Luke was able to save Vader all those years earlier. They will bookend the trilogy together and bring balance to the Force through the darkness and the light. Together and only together, they complete the saga and the Skywalker story. Now, some people are concerned that with J.J. Abrams returning, that Episode 9 will derail the relationship that Rian Johnson set up in Episode 8. I just want to point out that J.J. Abrams was the one who actually set up Reylo in Episode 7, with the interrogation scene and the battle in the forest. Kylo even offers to show her the ways of the Force and teach her. What I think is going to happen in Episode 9 is that Rey's going to be with the Resistance, and Kylo's going to be destroying the galaxy from the First Order, and Rey's going to be sent to assassinate Kylo Ren to end the war and all that bullshit. But of course, she's going to get conflicted, reconnect with Kylo, and we have a conflict of interest between her, the Resistance, and Kylo, and the Force, and the dark and the light, and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. The details might be different, but somewhere in there, that's what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure. Of course, the other characters will likely be caught up in some B-plot to take down the First Order, but the main focus will definitely be Kylo and Rey, for sure. That has to be a fact. They're the two main characters of the trilogy. Why wouldn't it focus on them? It has to. Yeah, Rey might still be bitter from the events of The Last Jedi, and Kylo will still want her to join him. Ultimately, they want the same thing, just in opposite ways. They are going to jam-pack this movie full of fan service and all that good stuff. So I think you can bet that they are well aware of all those Reylos out there. And another thing I want to point out is that Rey and Kylo don't necessarily need a happy ending in order for Reylo to happen the way that it should. I'd be fine with a tragic romance or a bittersweet ending to the relationship, as long as it plays out the way that it should. And I swear, if Rey ends up with Poe or Finn, I will scream and I will cry. I will walk out of the movie if that happens. I will be severed. I will never watch another Star Wars movie again if that happens. I think you can pretty much bet that Episode 9 will have a definite Return of the Jedi feel between Rey and Kylo and the First Order being destroyed. It's going to feel predictable, I'm not going to lie. It's like, we know where this is going. I mean, had they turned Rey evil in the last movie, that would have changed everything. But, you know, they have to keep her good because sell toys and be a role model and all that stuff. Reylo should happen because it feels like the natural progression of the story, and it feels like the only way the story should go. I don't think it should end with Kylo Ren just being crazy and evil and Rey cutting his head off and that being that. That doesn't feel right to me. Star Wars is deeper and more complex than that, and I really hope they don't go down that route of just now Kylo Ren's lost all his complexity and he's completely evil now, and that's it, because that wouldn't even support the final look at the end of The Last Jedi, where he looks all sad and broken. I just think that's the best way to bookend the trilogy, is them together, the light and the dark, united, and peace and harmony in the galaxy. Anyway, those are my brief thoughts on Reylo. This was just a short video to sort of get this YouTube channel running. I'll do more Star Wars stuff beyond Reylo. Star Wars theories, videos, tribute videos, all that good stuff. So if you like that, like, share, subscribe. And remember, Jedi Jason will be with you. Always.